USF holds a forum on science and theology.
Students involved in the latest theater production stay busy.
And 2 College Week reporters jam out to Friday.
All this and more coming up next on College Week.
From the Jeske Fine Arts Center on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, this is College Week. With Brandon Sandoval, Stephanie Kurtz, and sports with Sarah Bettinger.
Good morning. I'm Brandon Sandoval.
And I'm Stephanie Kurtz. Thanks for joining us.
You know, Steph, we have a really great show coming up today. At least I think so, of course. Maybe I'm biased.
No, I'm sure it's good.
But no, we have a sports pack detailing the cutting of a few programs. It's kind of a sad day.
Awesome. And we also have Dominic Schuler, who was on the show. She went to Belize, had a really exciting time.
Yeah, it's going to be a good interview. In recent years, smartphones have become an integral part of people's lives. Over the past 10 years, the number of cell phones in the world has grown from around 40 million to over 300 million. And just what does that mean for USF? Well, reporter Mary Eggstead has the answer.
Every year, the usage of cell phones increases, and with the introduction of the smartphone and its various applications, also known as apps like Facebook, Twitter, and Pandora, there is no anticipation of it slowing down anytime soon. USF senior Sheku Bannister tells us what he thinks about smartphones.
It's definitely a good deal. It's a good deal. I had, last semester a regular phone, and I can't compare that to this phone because I'm doing things that I never even thought of. I can even listen to scriptures, through the book or the Bible and stuff. So it's way advanced.
According to a study done at the Pew Research Center, 35% of U.S. adults have apps on their phones, but only 24% actually use them. The study found that the typical app users are men and young adults and tend to be college graduates. Another study done by the Nielsen Company found that games are the most popular applications, followed by music, entertainment, news, and social networking. According to this study, women were more likely than men to have used a social networking app in the past 30 days. Senior Ashley Maturin says she checks her phone often.
I'm constantly getting texts and email updates, so I can check my email and then other people's tweets, and I can read books on it, so I probably use it for 7 hours a day, I guess. Yeah.
To see lists of the most popular apps, go to either apple.com or market.android.com. For College Week, I'm Mary Eggstead.
The University of Sioux Falls is making 2 worlds collide. With more on the story, here's Hannah Olson.
Though science and religion have had their difficulties in the past, Associate Professor of Biblical Studies, John Hagel, says the university is trying to bring the two together for roundtable discussions.
Originally, the idea was to get the science department and the theology department together and have conversations, because there have been so many sort of battles about the issues of faith and science. So we bring our particular expertise in and learn from each other. It's been a chance to get students involved. It's been a chance to get the community involved. And so we have some regulars who come who are not part of the USF campus, but converse with us.
Associate Professor of Mathematics, Jason Dauma, says a grant from the Templeton Foundation provided the funding for these discussions that allow us to explore the relationship between the two disciplines.
First and foremost, these forums are directly in line with our mission as a university. The idea of being a Christian liberal arts university begs itself for us to pursue these kinds of questions. What's the relationship between science and theology? 2 very important areas of human inquiry that have different methods and ask different questions, yet at the end of the day they're really pursuing the same set of truths about the same reality.
Dr. Hagel says that when we respect the expertise of each field, we begin to eliminate the confusing areas where they overlap.
Well, part of it is to understand what each of those disciplines is best equipped to talk about, and then we can bring these two together. One of the areas of confusion is when science starts making metaphysical statements, or when people who are Christians and Bible readers make statements about science that don't hold up well as empirical science.
Dauma says the third discussion will be looking at the present-day relationship between creation and science.
The last forum will look at some of the work from John Haught, who is a Catholic theologian, and he again is exploring ways for us to understand Christian theology in the light of modern science.
Dr. Dahmer will lead the third and final discussion May 2nd. For College Week, I'm Hannah Olson.
So Brandon, I know you were able to attend the conversation in theology and science. How was that?
I was. It was really, really interesting. A lot of new ideas that I had never really thought about, and the next one's looking really interesting as well.
Awesome. Coming up next, we're going to take a look into the spring musical.
Don't go away. The USF Theater Department is preparing for their next performance. Reporter Beth Salisbury has more.
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2.
It's time to put on your dance shoes. The USF Theater Department is in the midst of putting on the spring musical Guys and Dolls. Misty Simpson, the stage manager, gives us a look into the life of a gangster in the 40s.
It's about a hidden poker game, dice. They roll dice and gamble, and so it's illegal, and the musical covers the hijinks that ensue as they attempt to find a location for this game.
Rochelle Smith, a junior at the University of Sioux Falls, says that there's a surprising turnout of guys auditioning for the show.
Well, Guys and Dolls actually has a bunch of male roles, and so we were afraid that we weren't going to have enough guys in order to fill all of the roles that we needed, and we're going to have this surplus of girls, and there aren't that many female parts in Guys and Dolls at all, but it actually worked out that we have about 50-50 on guys and girls that auditioned, so it worked out perfect.
Simpson says that the show cast is composed of a variety of different talents, from students involved in sports to drama.
The cast right now is roughly between 50 and 60. We're currently recruiting a few more dancers, a few more guys, and so that number is shifting a little bit as we involve football players and basketball players and baseball players and drama kids, and you name it. The cast kind of runs the gambit, and the crew, there's probably about 10 kids on crew, and in the tech there's probably another 10 or 15, so overall it's 70 to 80 kids.
For USF College Week, I'm Beth Salisbury.
The show runs from April 27th through the 30th at 7 p.m. with a matinee on May 1st at 2 p.m. For more information, call the box office at 605-331-6787.
Zombies have overrun the University of Sioux Falls campus, and students are fighting back. College Week's John Vandentop reports on how humans are keeping up the resistance.
I just ate Stephen Ballard like half an hour ago.
Well, this sort of talk may seem odd to some. It's perfectly normal on the USF campus, thanks to the game Humans vs. Zombies. Humans vs. Zombies is a campus-wide game that requires zombies to eat humans and humans to kill zombies. And according to events coordinator Alex Heinert, students on campus are eating it up.
I think it's gone over pretty well. We've had 127 kids sign up, and so we start off with one zombie, and right now we're up to about 40-ish or so after just 2 days. So it's fun to see everybody running around that side with their Nerf guns and their socks and chasing people and those things. So I think it's been a neat thing for campus and neat to see people get so excited. Hopefully not too excited where they start eating people's brains at all hours of the night, but I think it's been a good thing so far, definitely.
While Humans vs. Zombies seems simple enough, human Rihanna Rothenberger says there's more strategy required than in your normal game of tag.
Like, I'm just finding you have to be really strategic in planning ahead, and yeah, like, I could tell you all the ridiculous things I've done. Like, I drove to class this morning, and the funny thing was my professor saw me because he was leaving his house because he lives right across the street from where I had parked, and he was like looking at me funny, and I was like, don't judge me, I'm doing Humans vs. Zombies, and this is my way, this is how I'm getting to class this morning. And he was like, well, yeah, I walked to class for my health, and I motioned to my car and I said, this is for my health, and like, it's ridiculous.
Because nearly 130 students are participating in Humans vs. Zombies, student Jeff Widener says it's fun to see the way the game is infecting the campus.
I think it's a lot of fun. Being a human, the paranoia and like being scared all the time, it's a lot of fun. Shooting your Nerf guns, of course, fun. And then as a zombie, like, you get to sneak around campus and chase people around, you know. I definitely think it's easier for the zombies at this point, but we'll see what happens.
Though the paranoia continues to grow all the way from Patterson to Burgess and back, Rothenberger says Humans vs. Zombies has helped build community.
I told Al the first night that we were playing, I told him that this is a really sick way to build community because, like, we're all like terrified, and like I'm constantly texting people like, hey, where are you at? Are you still alive? Like, what are you doing? How can we as humans be smart about what we're doing? So yeah.
And while students everywhere continue to lose their friends to the zombie horde, some are determined to fight for the human race.
There's just no way
I'm
gonna turn this on.
zombified and I have this many guns. I don't know what happened.
I'm just gonna stick with cardio. That's my only
Yeah.
weapon. I'm just gonna run away and
I was losing my mind. I almost had a heart attack. Let's be honest.
For College Week, I'm John Vandentop.
A 2010 survey shows that watching TV and surfing the web are the two most common leisure activities for Americans. If you fit into this group, you have likely seen or heard about Rebecca Black's music video, Friday. With a critique of this viral video, here are Stephanie Kurtz and Alex Bainey.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Kurtz,
And I'm Alex Bainey.
and this is Music Moment.
Today we're going to be reviewing Rebecca Black's Friday.
This is a huge viral sensation right now on YouTube with over 80 million views.
Yeah, this video is very, very popular right now, and it's not because it's an awesome video or because it's an awesome song, it's because of how somewhat terrible that it actually is. The concept of the video is just remarkable that they could come up with something like this. So
Yeah, people over and over lately have been just saying that this could possibly be the worst music video of all time. So yeah, it's kind of harsh. It's harsh, I gotta say.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, it may be true.
it first got its popularity from Daniel Tosh. He put it up on his blog saying that anybody can write a song, and then this video was put up by him, and from there on, because of his Tosh.0 and how popular that is, it just went off from there and gained popularity overnight with 3,000 to 10,000 to 18 million to 83 million, up to I think that's what it is now, or over 83 million, and it's been out longer than that.
Right, yeah. The video actually came out in February of 2010 and got a couple thousand hits here and there, but nothing really spectacular until Tosh got a hold of it, and then all of a sudden it just became this huge epic thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, what do you think? Give me your comments.
Well, overall, I think the video is hilarious. The first time I watched it, it was hilarious. Still now watching it, I think it's hilarious. And even late night TV has done parodies of it. She's been on every news station or news talk show there is now and talking to her about it. But overall, because of the quality of the video and the auto-tuning and whatnot, I would give it half a star. I know it's being mean, but if we're gonna judge on music of how it is and how the video is, I would give it a half a star. So.
Okay.
And Steph, you?
Well, I would have to agree with you that the auto-tuning is not that great. The storyline is really kind of frightening. I don't know many 13-year-olds that hop in their friends' convertibles and then go party on the weekend.
Exactly.
I really hope my little sister's not doing that. But yeah, song, not great. You know, definitely admit that right up front. But I don't think that it's fair how much ridicule this poor little girl is coming under. She's 13 years old. You know, this is a lot of rough stuff. To still have the media slammed in your face, have all these parodies, people making fun of you. Apparently she's getting bullied a lot at school and made just terrible fun of. So, you know, I would give her song, I'd say 1 star. You know, it's a solid effort. Not a good effort, but at least she put some...
For a first time around,
yeah,
it's not bad.
Not many 13-year-olds can say they have 80 million views on YouTube. So definitely worth 1 star in my opinion. But overall, I would give America about a half a star just for being so darn mean, picking on this little girl.
They have been pretty rude about everything, and the comments that they write on the YouTube are just ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw one person on the morning show, she was reading a list of like the worst comments. One person told her she should get an eating disorder and die. That's not okay.
No,
not okay
you don't really say that to a 13-year-old. That's still in middle school, so.
Agreed. Well,
I don't know.
That's our opinion, guys. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out on YouTube. Rebecca Black's Friday.
For College Week, I'm Alex Bainey.
And I'm Stephanie Kurtz. See you later. Coming up next, Beth Salisbury sits down with student Dominique Schuler on Crosstalk. Don't go away.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Crosstalk. I'm Beth Salisbury. Today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Dominique Schuler, who just got back from a trip to Belize. Dom, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So you just got back from Belize. Why did you decide to go to Belize?
After Kim had gone on a trip for personal reasons, and she came back and she was really touched by the people there and the story that they had. And there's a school there called Holy Cross. And when you walk into that school there, she said when you go by the school, it's surrounded by garbage. And there's no place for the kids to play. And there's a lot of the necessities that we're used to having at our school are not available to them. So she came back and she told us the story, and Kim said she was unstuck by this and moved. So we were all really moved by her story, and we wanted to see what Belize was all about. And for me, it was a personal thing of praying on, and I was one of the very last minute people. I was the last minute person to go, but seeing everybody else's excitement and motivation to go, I was really just wanted to be a part of it. I didn't want to miss out on something like this.
With her trip back, there wasn't much time, so how did you guys raise the money to go to Belize on such a short notice?
It was really a group effort. Kim kind of called in the troops, and we were in the office a lot. We were going to different organizations, getting people on the phone, telling them our cause and what we wanted to do for the people of Belize. And it's amazing when you pray about it and you are really passionate about something, about how people will step up to help you. So it was a great experience to see that.
And while you guys were in Belize, what did you all do?
We did a few things. Since it was sponsored by the theater program, one of the fun things that some of us theater students got to do is we got to go into the classroom and teach students how to make regular books into theater, and we got to watch them experience theater for the first time, because some of those kids didn't know what theater was, and their teacher told us after we left that some of those kids never even talked in the classroom until we came in there and worked with them and did theater games with them, and they had a blast. We also did one-on-one tutoring. We did language arts, and we built a playground and swing set for the kids, which was a great experience because they all sat and watched as it went up for the final time. So it was amazing to see the smiles on their faces.
Kim did the books, bats, and balls for Belize, and how did that work into your trip, and how did that come about?
Besides for carrying 13 football bags full of sporting equipment through an airport, that was the difficult part. It was probably one of the rewarding experiences, seeing the kids with all this new equipment and being so excited to get to read new books and get to play games they've never played before, because they all call you Miss. They're like, Miss, what's this? And they were just overjoyed. Something that some of the necessities are the games that we take for granted here. They've just never seen before, and they had a blast. And we got to play with them every day after school.
And coming back late from classes, how did that affect all of you?
It affected, I know some of the guys were worried about football practice, and the track people were concerned about missing practice, but the other people, it was more the tests and coming back. But the nice thing coming back from midterms is you're done with your midterms tests and you don't have to worry. So some people are stressed. Some of us were really happy, like me, to miss more school.
And one final question, would you go back to Belize?
You know, I'll be graduating before, but if I get the opportunity and the chance to still go, I would love to.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. Up next, we have sports with Sarah Benning.
And now we hear from sports with sports reporter Sarah Bedinger.
Sarah, it's golf season. I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, it's, the Masters is this week, and it's getting nice outside, so the courses are opening up, the fairways are drying off, so it should be a fun golf season.
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah. The University of Sioux Falls women's golf team took 5th at the Cedar Valley Sports Spring Invite. The Cougars lowered their total by 26 to move up one spot on the final day. Sophomore Callie Gottselben led the Cougars with 3 birdies on the way to shooting an 87. USF will compete in the Augustana Spring Invite today and tomorrow at the Elmwood Golf Course here in Sioux Falls. Also in Cougar sports, 2 top wrestlers showed prowess on the mat and in the classroom and have been honored for their efforts. Wrestlers Joe Scow and Casey Finicum each enjoyed a great season, both winning a match at Nationals. Now they have been named to the NAI All-Academic Team. This is the 2nd year they have been named to the All-Academic Team, but with the wrestling program being cut, they cannot make it 3. With more on wrestling and men's tennis being cut, I'll kick it off to sports reporter Brett Gies.
The University of Sioux Falls has a rich athletic history, and one that will no longer include men's tennis and wrestling. Wrestling head coach Tim Homan says the university didn't feel his team was capable of making a competitive transition to Division II wrestling, leaving he and the players at a loss for words.
The reason that I can get out of it is that the administration didn't think we could be competitive at that point, and they didn't want to put the resources in to become competitive at that level. And you know, I guess, you know, I'm a person that loves a challenge, and I wanted to go out and show that USF could do that.
After years of building a foundation for wrestling, Coach Homan describes how he was blindsided by the news.
You know, the first time I heard it was at the state wrestling tournament when they called me and told me not to recruit because they were thinking about cutting the program. And we had our mat on the middle of the state A wrestling tournament, and it was the finals mat. So we were getting all kinds of promotion for the university at the state wrestling tournament, and we had people coming up to me and talking to me about kids and things like that, and I really couldn't say anything because they called me at the tournament and just kind of floored me at that.
Senior tennis player AJ DeLang says why he thinks the university rushed in their decision to cut the very successful men's tennis program.
A lot of disappointment that felt like it wasn't well thought through, and that they kind of rushed the decision. And one of the biggest reasons they said was scheduling. For NCAA, you have to have so many matches that you play against NCAA schools, and they were worried about not being able to get those matches.
And since this will be the final year for men's tennis, DeLang had this goal for the season.
We're gonna work hard and hope to prove the school wrong, that they made the wrong decision, that we're a good program, we should have been kept. So.
To follow men's tennis in their final year, go to www.usfcougars.com. For College Week Sports, I'm Brett Geese.
You know, sir, I had a couple roommates last year who were on the tennis team, and it's a really sad thing that it got cut.
Yeah.
But, you know, on the positive side, what's coming up in sports?
Well, baseball season is in full swing, no pun intended, and the football season is having their spring game in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
So that's already getting started again.
So, Beth, what's going on next week for you on Crosstalk?
Actually, Crosstalk next week is going to be Hannah Olson, and she is going to be interviewing Representative Jim Bolin, so that'll be good.
Sounds great. Well, that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Stephanie Kurtz.
And I'm Brandon Sandoval. Have a great day.
Make out.
Got to play with my head. I won't know the difference. I feel alive. If we're living in the novelist or statistical show. Yeah, Dane. Oh, that thing works out pretty good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got to mess with my concepts, my inner vision. Like a strobing light, please confuse my every decision. I can't even pretend that you are my friend. change. 'Cause man, of course I have. Are you far too depressed now even to answer the phone? I guess you just want to shave your head, have a drink, and be left alone.
It's like he didn't have enough speed, so he tries to ollie the entire thing.